Well, it looks like another good day for the metals. Silver was up 14.34 and 9 cents on higher volume than Friday. So still a lot of fear in the market coming into silver, but it's overbought. I expect a pullback, but expecting and getting are two different things. So a couple other things I wanted to touch on here. This is, I think, the scenario is going to play out. I noticed that the savings rate, the national savings rate is growing. It's up to about 3% now. And I think the way things are going to happen, since the dollar keeps strengthening because people keep hoarding their money buying treasuries, there's going to come a point where they don't believe in the dollar anymore, and they're going to take their money and start buying metals with it, hopefully. And when that happens, I think the rest of the world is going to take notice and dump their dollars to buy gold and silver also, because that'll weaken the dollar and prop up their currencies relative to the dollar. So, and then the metal should take off from there. So I'm hoping that that scenario works out. Makes sense. A couple other questions I got. I want to kind of mention, someone talked about trading from an IRA, and I said they won't let you short in an IRA, but I found one of the comments I got was for a double short on silver, which is cool if it's coming down, if it's going to pull back. It's called ZSL, Zebra Stanley Livingston. ZSL is double short. So you can buy that, and it's actually safer than shorting. Shorting is pretty risky because your loss is unlimited because the price can go to infinity. But when you buy when you're long something, it can only go to zero, and that's better than infinity. So instead of shorting the SLV, I recommend, and I'm going to be buying the ZSL when it gives me the signal to that silver might have a shorting call, or just at least to get out of the long position that we still have. Stop loss is still at 13.75. Might raise that to 14 if it seems like it's going sideways. Maybe you don't want to get stopped out and then have it take off from there. But silver's way overbought right now, so I expect it to pull back to at least 13.25, 13.50, which is the 200-day moving average. So, what else? I wanted to mention something I thought. If you're buying silver and you're holding real silver, I don't recommend telling anybody that you have it. Don't tell your friends. Don't tell. Even if you live with someone and you don't need to tell them, then don't tell them. So no one but you knows that you have it, because you never know who's going to tell someone what. They might be talking about it. Someone might overhear them, and if people find out that you have metal in your house, they can get it. Even if you have a safe, they'll just bring a gun to your house, and you'll have to open the safe for them. So safety deposit box is much better than having a safe in your house. If you do have a safe in your house, like I said, don't tell anybody you have it, because it might get kind of crazy out there, and people might get desperate. People you think you can trust, you can't. So that's enough on that. What else? Oh, maybe I've kind of come to realize that the money we've had in our possession our whole lives really has been a big lie. It's kind of like a hot potato situation where, I know I've mentioned this before, but it's pretty much you're just holding a promise in your wallet, and until you trade that for something useful, that's all it is a promise. So you're passing that on to someone else who will accept the money and take the chance of it going to zero, which is the intrinsic value of money, is zero. So it's been it's just like a big Ponzi scheme, and we've all been suckered into it. Not anymore. I don't know if you've been looking at what's been happening in Mexico. It seems pretty scary. They're starting to grow weed in our national forest now, leaving behind a bunch of stuff, and the government doesn't do a damn thing about it. They're coming across the border into Texas, and they're having shootouts right in the middle of the street in broad daylight. That doesn't look good. It looks good for silver. Silver and gold are the fear metals, so I wish this stuff wasn't happening, but if it does, at least own the metal and profit from it. What else? Oh, we all know that silver and gold has been manipulated down to this low, but we actually have a debt of gratitude for the manipulators, because they've kept the price so low for so long. It gives you a chance to accumulate it at lower levels, and they're actually causing you to profit more when it does go up. So they're putting money in your pocket by what they're doing. So let's not hate them too much. And like I said, if they want to pull their little tricks, you can always buy the ZSL and profit from their pullbacks We'll wait until I tell you if I get a buy signal or not on that. I think that's about it. I got a few more minutes left. I was looking at the money supply back in 1980 when gold went to $850. I don't know. I think silver was $50. The M3 money supply, which includes the money supply of the whole country, was 1.823 trillion. It's 1.8 trillion dollars back in 1980. And as of 2006, it rose to 10. At 2001, it went to 7.8 trillion. So just from 1980, 21 years, it went up about $6 trillion. And just in the last 5 years, it went up another 3. So you can see the law of exponentiality coming into play here. And 2006, it was 10.3 trillion. And I think in 2007, they stopped reporting M3. The government said, well, it'll save us money if we don't report how much money we're pumping into the system. So these prices on the metals you see might be just a pretty big joke by the time all this paper, who knows what they're doing behind our backs too. All you see on TV are these stimulus packages. Who knows how much money they're shuttling out the back door to other countries and to, you know, I know they sent cash over to Iraq to hand out so that the Iraqis will guard posts and we don't need our soldiers there at risk. I mean, they sent like billions of dollars, actual cash. I saw it. So who knows what's going on behind our back. So all the more reason to own metal. Oh, what else? Is that it? I thought I had some more good stuff. Oh, there is another. I got a couple more minutes left. As you know, back in the 70s, we were when we went through the same thing, basically, with the dollar being debased from gold. We were a net producer. We actually made more money producing than we borrowed, and now we're going through the same situation as a net debtor. We are the world's biggest debtor, which means our borrower. We used to be the biggest creditor, now we're the biggest debtor, and the only way to pay off our debt, which would take several years, even if we stopped spending right now. It wouldn't be impossible, but it would take longer than we'll live for sure. We're going to have to go back to being a producer, a country of a net product, and to do that, can you imagine the money that's going to have to be printed to cover the transformation from borrowing money to actually being produced, to becoming a producer again? I don't know the details of that, but it would probably take somewhere around 1,000 trillion, about $1 quadrillion, just to cover our debt and the interest on that debt. And now I hear, I still have a couple minutes left, that China, Japan, and the Middle East are buying the treasuries for these bailouts we're doing, and they don't want to, but they have no choice. And now they're getting painted into a corner too, because they're going to run out of money. They're going to run out of the ability to actually buy our treasuries. And when they do that, the Central Reserve Bank is going to start printing money and borrowing its own money. It's going to produce its own. It's going to just get the printing press going. It's just going to borrow its own money and just produce money from nowhere. Not even borrowed, just produced out of nowhere. And the money supply, I mean, and they're stuck. There's nothing else they can do. So the rise in metals is inevitable. So buy your silver. And you can buy a little gold too. Gold looks better, but I know silver is going to outproduce. And if you want to take advantage of a little bit of gold without actually owning it, you can buy AUI. It's Yamana Gold. It's a gold miner, and it's outperforming silver like crazy. It's outperforming silver by at least 2 to 1. Or you can buy the DGP, which is double long gold, but Yamana is outperforming even that. So we're still long. And I think my time is up, and I'm going to end this now, and hope you learned something. See you tomorrow.